Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for the Walking Dead universe. We're going to do another Walking Dead Q&A video. We're going to go through some questions from you guys and start with the question, why do we think the ending of Ones Who Live was rushed? Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe and another Walking Dead Q&A video for this week. Of course, we're going to be doing these every week. We're still doing them. Sometimes I miss a week here and there just because Walking Dead is, I'm not going to lie, Walking Dead is pretty dead right now. And there's a lot of other shows going on like House of the Dragon, The Boys, stuff like that, The Acolyte, if you care to watch it. And, yeah, there's a lot of shows going on right now. So, I'm still, though, continuing with the Walking Dead content as much as humanly possible until, of course, Daryl Dixon in September. And until we get Comic-Con in July, I feel like things are going to be pretty quiet for Walking Dead. So, these Q&A videos kind of help, I'd say, kind of keep that, that stuff alive for, the people that are still interested. Because I have noticed that Walking Dead content is not as popular right now, but I'm still kind of trying to keep that stuff alive just because, though I think the franchise is pretty dead at the moment, I will still say that, it's a passion of mine, so I'm, trying my best to keep the discussion going in the best way I possibly can. We do have more tier lists that I want to get to as well, too, so we'll probably do that soon. But anyway, let's get into it. So, 2 from Marcel. First off, we've got, Dan, do you think that the ending of Ones Who Live was rushed because they knew that that was the conclusion of Andy and Denai and they wanted out as soon as possible? Also, do you think we're going to get some kind of reunion with all the shows coming together? I'm starting to doubt that that is going to happen with all of the seasons that all of the spin-offs are planned for, but what do you think, Dan? So, first off, for Ones Who Live, I do think the reason why the show was finished in the way it was, and the reason it was rushed in the way it was at the very end of the show is because of the schedules of Andy and Denai. Yeah, definitely. Which that's not exactly a bad thing. Just if you're gonna have a rushed ending, I ask is that you at least write it good. And I think while some of it was written well, I think also other elements of the finale I think could have been written better, as I've mentioned many times before. But I'll say this, it's not a bad conclusion. As a matter of fact, it gave us exactly what I wanted, which was the family reunion with, RJ and Judith. So I'm very happy about that. I think the moment I'm not happy about it is the fact that the CRM was rushed in the way that they were, which again, I've discussed, many times before. But I think that, this is one of those type of endings where, yeah, you could feel the rushiness of it. I think Denai is a very busy woman. We've seen it. She writes plays all the time, and she's, in Marvel, and she does all that stuff. So Denai's already got a big schedule as it is. It's very possible that she said, like, let's wrap this up type of thing. Andrew Lincoln, I don't know about him, although I know that he's still, obviously got the family going on, and, he's got other products. I sound like Gus Fring. He's got other products on the works, Anybody that's seen Breaking Bad, you know what I'm talking about. But no, what I'm trying to say is that Rick Grimes is a character that you needed to have a wrap-up for. Andrew Lincoln was down for it. I think Andrew Lincoln definitely had more free time than Denai did to come back to the role and to do all that stuff. But they were both busy in their own rights, so it wouldn't shock me if that's why the reunion was the way it was. And why the ending of the show was the way it was. I always said that I think the show should have been 8 episodes. I think you could have benefited from a couple more to really flesh things out, you know what I'm saying? Before you off CRM in the way that they did, but there's no going back now, you know what I'm saying? So but I will say this, for your second question, do I think that we will see an overarching reunion in this franchise with all the shows coming together, and how likely do I think that is? I think it's likely, but I think it's going to happen in a long time from now, and that's the problem I have with it, is that I think by the time that we eventually get this reunion, this crossover reunion event, we're going to be in the 2030s, and the actors are going to be old as shit. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but JDM already has the Santa Claus beard, you know what I'm saying? Norman Reedus is already getting up there in age, and again, that's not their fault, it's just, that's part of life, you know what I'm saying? And Gimple doesn't really, care about that. He's thinking, well, we'll drag this out, this Daryl show for like 5 to 10 seasons. We'll really, reel this in here, and then, okay, then we'll do a reunion, you know what I'm saying? And that's the scary thing about the franchise right now, and that's something I don't think people are considering, is that AMC already doesn't care about them. They already pushed off Daryl Dixon for Snowpiercer to take their spot. Walking Dead is not the thing that they are that interested in on their network anymore. And that is very apparent. to me at least. When they were just willing to push Daryl off so Snowpiercer can come in July and be the show instead, you know what I'm saying? That's how you know there's a problem somewhere. And I honestly think that AMC has come to the point where they don't care as much about Walking Dead. Hell, they canceled the original series, you know what I'm saying? And where I'm going with this is that I hope that they don't drag this out so much to where audience loses interest in all these separate shows, and therefore it pushes AMC to cancel the Walking Dead brand and cancel the franchise whilst you've got Daryl in France and while you've got, you know, all this stuff going on. That's what I don't want. That is what I do not want. And I hope that AMC gives them a chance to, you know, conclude this in the right way. You know, that's all I'm saying. I hope that AMC gives them a chance to conclude it in the way that it should be concluded. Not in separate spin-offs, not in separate countries, for fuck's sakes. You know, in one spot together, all the characters we know and love in one spot. No, I don't need the Fear characters. No, I don't need the World Beyond characters. At least the main Walking Dead characters that are alive right now in the franchise, I would like to see on one screen again at some point. You know what I'm saying? But who knows if we'll ever get that. That is something that is so up in the air at the moment. The next one comes from the Filming Daniel, who says that, Dan, honestly, I'd like to get your take on this. What do you think about the idea of the fact that Dead City could be the end of the road for Jeffrey Dean Morgan and the Walking Dead universe? Do you think that this show could legit be about Negan and his character conclusion, and that is what that story is all about? Now, I don't think you're off. To be fully honest, I don't think you're off at all. As a matter of fact, I think you hit it right there. Hit the nail right on the head, if you will. Yeah, no, I think that's exactly what's going on. Which, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I would be okay with this show being the end of Negan if he gave me a couple more seasons, you know what I'm saying, just a couple more. And one of the things that I request, and it's the big thing I want, honestly, if they did this, I wouldn't care about anything else. Give me a sequence between Negan and Dwight, again, put Dwight in Dead City so that we could get one, you know, final interaction, and put Rick, yes, I know, put Rick in Dead City as a small temporary crossover for the show. I will not accept the fact that Negan is wrapped up without him seeing Rick again and without him seeing Dwight again. Those are two characters, and Sherry, if you want to chuck that one in there too. You know, those are characters that I need to see their thoughts on Negan now. You know what I'm saying? So if Dead City is the end of the road, I do not want it to end with him versus Maggie, and that's the end of the show. I want Rick to at least see him once. I want Dwight to at least see him once and, you know, spend a couple episodes with them. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, there are so many things I want to see. I want to see Negan's reaction to Rick being alive. I want to see other things like that. Problem is, with the Rick one, they also are many years in the future in Dead City, so Negan could have already met Rick off screen, and we don't even fucking know, which would be bullshit, but that could happen. So, I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing right now. Those are some characters that I would require seeing if that was truly it. Now, JDM, I don't think has a loss for interest. I think he's mentioned many times before that Negan is his favorite character of entertainment that he's ever played. So, you know, I'm sure he's going to do as much of it as, you know, they want him to do. But at the same time, he's almost 60 years old, JDM. So, you know, it is something to consider. I feel like Dead City will be the conclusion of Negan. I just hope that they at least put Dwight, Sherry, and the biggest request for me is Rick in the show, temporary at least, so we can get some of the interactions that we've wanted to see, if this truly is the ending of Negan. Although, if it's not the end of Negan, I'm happy about that too, because, again, I enjoy Negan's character, and I would like to see him in a crossover type of event, but, again, we'll have to see. That one's really just up in the air. And the last one for today comes from Richard, who says that, Dan, do you think that we will get to see, at some point in the Walking Dead universe, a spinoff about Father Gabriel, maybe a spinoff about Aaron, maybe a spinoff about the Governor, maybe a prequel Governor spinoff about him when he was younger, building up Woodbury, stuff like that? Do you think these are spinoffs that could happen? I think any of these are possible, and the reason why I say that is because Scott Gimple made a statement recently that, for one, there are more spinoffs. For second off, there is, I don't think that's English, but we're going to roll with it. Second off, I think in terms of, you know, like spinoffs and in terms of, like, you know, characters from the past and stuff, him mentioning recently that they're going to be going back to the more old school Walking Dead, I think that kind of represents that we probably are going to see some old stuff from Walking Dead. Maybe a Rick prequel, which we've heard about recently. You know, maybe that's something that they're planning. I don't know. But yeah, definitely. I think a lot of prequels could happen. And in terms of spinoffs, I think damn near anything is likely at this rate because Gimple will do as many spinoffs as he wants to do until we are tired of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, that's kind of that. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you guys think that we're going to get endless Walking Dead spinoffs? What do you guys think about a Gabriel spinoff, stuff like that? Aaron spinoff? Do you think that's likely at all? And do you think that the Ones Who Live ending was rushed because of Andy and Denai wanting to leave as soon as possible? I don't think so, but I would like to hear from you guys. So post comments down below. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click the subscribe button to notice any other videos of The Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me at Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys very soon for more videos of The Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.